Welcome to Invisible Strings, where we tug at the little threads that hold our lives together. From mental health and relationships to marriage, motherhood, and all the beautiful chaos in between. I'm Katie, your guide to navigating life's tangled web, one string at a time. Think of this as your weekly dose of insight, sprinkled with a bit of laughter, some heartfelt chats, and maybe even a happy tear or two. So, whether you're juggling a million things or you just need a break, let's untangle life together, because those invisible strings, they're what keep us connected. This is Invisible Strings. Let's get started. Hey friends, welcome back to Invisible Strings. I'm so glad that you're here today because this topic is one that has been on my heart for a long time. I want to talk about female friendships. Do you believe do you think that they could shape the course of your life just as much as a marriage or a job or even your family? I do. In fact, I believe that the right friendships can help us thrive and the wrong friendships can pull us in the wrong direction. You guys, we live in a culture today that kind of romanticizes girls' trips, wine nights, and vent sessions. But real friendships, they're deeper than that. We don't need girlfriends who say, oh, your husband upset you, let's pack our bags and escape. What we really need are girlfriends who will sit with us, listen, and gently point us back to the right path. So today, let's dive into why we actually need female friendships, what makes them healthy or unhealthy, and how to build ones that last. So let's start with this. Why do we even need female friendships? Why are they important? It doesn't feel like men need a friendship as badly as women do. Biologically, though, emotionally and spiritually, women and men are wired differently. They're just fact. Men tend to compartmentalize while women process verbally and emotionally. When something's weighing on us, we usually just need to talk it out. And science even backs this up. Women who have strong social ties actually live longer, healthier lives. That says a lot about how vital connection really is, especially for women. Here's the thing. Our husbands cannot be everything for us, and it's unfair to expect them to be. My husband is awesome. But there are times when I need to call a girlfriend, not him. Girlfriends bring in a different type of connection. They bring in shared experiences and empathy, and sometimes just the kind of laughter that makes you cry until your stomach hurts. And if I can't cry until my stomach hurts with you, then I cannot be your friend. Seriously. Let me share a personal example. Let's say that I have been at work all day and a situation happens, and I come home to my husband to talk to him about it. And I need somebody to look at a situation and tell me if I was wrong or right. My husband's always Team Katie, so he always just tells me I'm right. If it has to do with him, then I'm never right. But if it has to do with somebody else or something else, then I'm always right. So that's sometimes where I need to go to like a girlfriend and be like, I need the big, bad, and ugly. Like, give me exactly what you're thinking right now, because they know that I won't be upset even if they hurt my feelings. And I feel like Brad probably knows that too, but it's just different. And I'm sure that a lot of you can probably connect with that. So that kind of connection that's irreplaceable. And that's one of the reasons why we need our girlfriends. Now, not all friendships are created equal, right? Let's talk about the differences between healthy and unhealthy. We probably already know all the differences. You probably have a really good idea, but sometimes you don't. This is what unhealthy friendships can look like. Friends that are always giving their opinion before actually listening. I am totally guilty of this, but I feel like in the last couple of years, I've really done a good job of listening and asking, do you want my opinion, or do you just want me to listen and be there for you? Because I can do both. And I think it's also important to understand that if you are going to give your opinion, you should make sure that you're giving that opinion out of love and not out of your own insecurities. Okay, a friend who encourages escape instead of resolution, like saying, he's a loser, let's go out tonight, let's go party, let's go on a girls' trip, instead of asking, how are you really feeling? We need to push each other closer to our marriages and not further apart. That's another thing. Like, if you feel like you're not in a good marriage, you're probably not a good friend to give advice on marriage. Friendships that are built on gossip, comparison, or competition, these are the worst. And these are something that I talk to my girls about because it's really easy to find something in common with somebody when it has to do with not liking somebody else and jumping on that bandwagon. If your friendship is built on talking about other people, comparing yourself to other people, or competing with other people, then it's not the right friendship. It's not a good friendship. It's not a healthy friendship. On the other hand, though, there are amazing, beautiful, healthy friendships. And those look like friends who listen first and only give advice if we ask. They're friends who respect our boundaries, and they are the biggest cheerleaders for everything you decide to do, everything you decide to try out for your marriage, for your kids, for other friendships, friends who celebrate our wins instead of secretly competing with us. That's a big one. Be excited for me when I win. I always say a good friend doesn't add fuel to your fire. She either helps you put the fire out or she sits with you until it dies down. That's the kind of friends we want. That's the kind of friend we want to be. And that's the kind of friends we want in our lives. Okay, let's take this one step further. How do our friendships impact our marriages and our families? Strong female friendships actually protect our marriages because when we have safe outlets, we're less likely to dump all of our frustration on our husbands. When we have wise friends, they help us see the good in our husbands when we're blinded by frustration. This is so important, guys. A bad friendship can literally ruin your marriage. So on the flip side, if we're surrounded by women who are constantly undermining marriage, are unhappy in their own marriage, or they're cheering us on to rebel against it, this can be so dangerous. Those voices seep in. And quite honestly, it's spiritual warfare. It might not look like that. It seriously might look like something completely different. And you're not even realizing it until you are too far in it. And from experience, which I had never in my entire life thought that I could be manipulated so much that it could hurt my marriage, but it's happened. It happened to me. And sometimes it's dressed up in a beautiful bow and it looks like fun and it looks like adventure and excitement. But spiritual warfare is sneaky and the devil hates marriage. So he could use anything and anybody to try to destroy your family and your marriage. So here's a rule of thumb that I use. Does this friend bring me closer to my husband and my family, or does she pull me away? That one question can tell you a lot about whether the friendship is healthy or not. Is this friend constantly dumping on their husbands? Do they constantly want to be away from their kids? Again, that is not the kind of relationship I want to be around. And that is a big red flag for somebody who's not going to lift you up. Okay, so let's name some of the things we really need from girlfriends. We need encouragement, friends who speak life into us when we're doubting ourselves. We definitely need accountability, friends who love us enough to say, hey, I think you're off track here. Not in a judgmental way, but in a I love you too much to let you fall apart way. And that accountability is so important. Sometimes I feel like our significant others will not necessarily always tell us or hold us accountable. And quite honestly, like if our husbands were doing that, we probably would be annoyed. It's a little bit different with a girlfriend. And especially if you know that this girlfriend is coming to you and talking to you out of love and out of good intentions for you. We need companionship. The laughter, the road trips, the silly group chats, the shared memories, those are priceless. There's nothing like getting together with friends, with girlfriends, and talking about the things that elevate them and make them excited or talking about things that are hard, and having a group of girls that are there to make sure that you are doing what you're called to do. The companionship is so important. Life can get so lonely. And I know there's so many of you out there that are lonely right now that haven't found your group of girlfriends yet. It doesn't even have to be a group. You just need one. You just need one good girlfriend. Um, it doesn't have to be these groups that you see online, these what I like to sometimes call like these fake social media circles where they all go out together and they post all the pictures, but half of them don't even like each other and they don't have deep conversations, and it's for the birds, guys. You just need one good girlfriend. For me, I need friends who point me back to my faith. I need friends who say, let's pray about this together, not just, here's my opinion. Because your opinion doesn't really matter in my life. I need you to point me in the direction of the only place I really can get help, which for me is God. So just this last weekend, I had been wrestling so hard with a situation that was going on. And I felt like I didn't hear God. I didn't hear his voice. I felt like I wasn't getting any sort of response. I felt like lonely. And I have some amazing girlfriends. And I just felt like I feel like I heard you wrong. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing the right thing. And I feel alone in this. And I just, can you talk to me? And so in church on Sunday, we had our campus pastor speaking, and he was talking about how God is the vine and then we are the branches, and the branches bear fruit. And the fruit isn't necessarily for us, the fruit is for everybody else to sustain them. And then he had asked us to pray before communion. And that's what I prayed about. I'm like, I just don't hear you. What is going on? Like, I am struggling with this decision and I'm not sure what to do. And I feel out of control and I feel alone. And I'm not joking you. The service was over. Half the time I don't even make it to the atrium because I talk to people inside church. And I get out there, and this woman who I love so much, who I never see after service ever, makes a beeline to me to talk to me. And I kind of explained it. I kind of explained what was going on to her. And the explanation that she gave me was so profound, and it was 100% an answer from God. Then she prayed with me in the middle of the atrium with a million people around us, just going about their Sunday business. It really truly was like an answer from God. And I was so grateful for that. And I had called another friend who I was very confident could point me in the same direction. And she basically said the same thing. And it's so incredible to be able to be this close to the Lord, that you can watch him work in your life and guide you, quite frankly, with the help of these beautiful women. And this woman is like, probably, I think she's like in her 80s, and she's so adorable, so stylish, so beautiful. We're just so grateful for her friendship. And I'll never forget it, this time when I was venting to a friend and she let me talk, like literally just let me talk. I went on for probably an hour, and at the end, she didn't tell me what I should do. She simply said, okay, now that you've said it all, what are you going to do about it? That question actually shifted my whole perspective. Like, she didn't fix it for me, but she helped me see it more clearly. Now the question is, how do we actually build and maintain these kind of friendships? We're all busy. It's exhausting just thinking about meeting people. It's basically like dating, right? I mean, I know you guys out there probably feel the same way. It's basically dating to find girlfriends. Like, do they have the same values as me? Can I get along with them? What's their husband like? What's their kids like? Would my kids get along? Would my husband get along? All those questions. It's so hard. And then you find those amazing gems of women. And how do you maintain that friendship with all the things going on? Well, I think first we invest in them. Really, like, friendship doesn't happen by accident. We have to set aside time. We have to set aside time, even when life is feeling crazy, whether that's coffee once a month or a standing phone call or even just a quick text check-in. Those little moments truly add up. Second, we choose vulnerability. Deep friendships do not grow when we only show the polished version of ourselves, when people are only allowed to come over when your house is clean, when you don't let them into the craziness of life sometimes. We have to let people see our messy, unfiltered selves. Third, boundaries matter. We can't expect one person to meet every need. Healthy friendships respect space and balance. It's important to make sure that you are as good of a friend to someone as they are to you, and vice versa. You can't be holding all the weight. You can't be holding one whole entire side of a friendship, or both sides of the friendship for that matter. You need space and balance. And lastly, make it fun. Some of my favorite memories are with girlfriends who just know how to laugh and find joy in the ordinary. Like, give me an amazingly cozy couch, a big blanket, sweatpants and sweatshirt, ice cream and a movie, and like, I'm there. No longer do I want to be going out. No longer do I want to have hangovers or not get sleep. So let's wrap this up. We need female friendships because they fill a space our husbands can't. They help us grow, they hold us accountable, and they anchor us in the storms of life. If you already have friends like this, you should thank them today. Send them a text or write them a note and let them know what they mean to you. Like right now, stop listening and send that text. And if you're longing for these kinds of friendships, which I know so many of you are, it is not easy making new friends in your 30s and 40s. At this point, a lot of us have kids that are older. I remember making all my friends when my kids were like in preschool. And obviously I have moved, so I've made lots of friends in a lot of places. But it's not that easy for everybody. So I would suggest that you just start being the kind of friend that you want. Just start showing up for people. Listen to them more than you talk. Celebrate others. You'd be amazed at how those invisible strings of connection start to weave into your life. Friendship isn't just a nice extra. It's literally essential. You guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope this encouraged you, and I hope it pushes you to invest in the right kinds of friendships. Until next time, keep shining. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of Invisible Strings, where we've tugged at a few threads and hopefully left you with a smile and something to think about. Remember, life's connections might be invisible, but they're oh so strong. If you enjoyed today's chat, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little string pulling in their life. Until next time, keep those invisible strings intact, and I'll see you back here soon for more heartfelt conversations and a dash of fun. Stay connected, stay kind, and keep untangling.